9 easy steps to a perfect portable blender coming up next. There are so many different reasons to want something like Blender to Go, but wherever you need it, these are the steps that you need to follow in order to get it accomplished. Let's start by looking at step 1. So what is step 1? It's finding where we want to put it. Whether it's on an internal hard drive or a USB stick to make it truly portable, it's up to you. Find this location, and then we can move on to step 2. Our next step, step 2, will have us going out to blender.org to pick up the latest version for our installation. So we go to blender.org, and from blender.org we click on the button download. And from this page we click on the Mac OS, Linux, and other versions drop down. And from there we pick the particular version that's going to work on our operating system. For me, it happens to be Windows, so I'm going to grab the portable version of Windows, zip file, and there it will automatically download for me. And when that's completed, we can go on to step 3. In step 3, we're going to move it from its download folder to the location where we actually want it. So we'll go over to our download folder. Here we have the download of Blender 4.2.2 LTS. We're going to click on cut, and then I'm going to navigate over to my location where I want it to be, which is a file I've created called Blender Portable. And you can install as many versions of Blender as you want in this manner without it interrupting with other installations. So here we go to paste. Now my zip file is located here, and that'll take us on to step number 4. With step number 4, we're going to decompress the zip file so that we can use it on our system. With me, I'm going to use 7-zip to do that. Right click on it, go to 7-zip, and extract files. In this case, we're going to extract files to a folder that I'm going to call Blender Temp. And once that is complete, we can move on to our next step, the most important step, step number 5. Step number 5 is very important and oftentimes is missed by tutorials as well as users who are trying to set up a truly portable version of Blender. Let's take a look at Blender's site on the instructions on how to actually do this. Let's go out to Blender's site, and we're going to look inside the manual here for version 4.2. And the point that we're interested in is the portable installation point, and it's just this section right here. Notice it says that when running Blender from a portable drive, it's possible to keep the configuration files on the same drive to take with you. If you do not do these instructions, you will not have a portable version of Blender. The reason being is creating this portable folder puts a place on the system for Blender to put all of your extra add-ons and things such as that, which helps it run and keeps it separate from other installations on your system. So in order to enable this, you need to create a folder named Portable and put it in the same folder as the exe file in Windows and in Linux. And for Mac, it's slightly different, of course. So check here for the instructions on what you need to do in order to create this file for your system. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to run back over to the folder. We're going to open up Blender Temp, which is where my new install is, my new setup. Continue drilling down until you get to this folder, which includes the exe files for Blender. Right here is the exe for Blender. So this is where they're telling you to put that particular folder. So let's put the folder in there now. And call it portable. I think I spelled it correctly. Yep. You are now set up for this to run correctly. And from this point forward, you're done. You just need to run it and be happy. But let's check it just to make sure everything's working correctly. For right now, if I open up Portable and I look in here, there's nothing, right? So if I go back up and I actually run Blender, this is step 6 for those keeping track. For step 6, we're going to go ahead and run Blender. And we do that just by running the exe file. You'll note that it is up and running. It went over to my second screen. But now Blender is up, it's running. Everything seems to be in order. I'm not going to go any further than this for right now. So I'm going to close it out. And now I'm going to go back and take a look again in that portable folder. You'll notice that it put a config in there. The config is actually what you're going to be using when you configure your version of Blender. And other things will wind up going in here as we continue on with his instructions. So let's move on to step 7. So what is step 7? Well, we all love and enjoy Blender. However, we know that it's the add-ons that really make it sing. So let's add an add-on to our portable system to see how it really does work. First, we'll start Blender from our portable folder. From here, we'll go into our preferences and add-ons. We can add one of these add-ons, obviously, but let's add on one that is on our drive. We've downloaded a version. I've downloaded a version of SketchUp to Blender, which I need because I'm moving all of my old files over into Blender. And so we're going to install from disk. And I'm going to go and look in the downloads folder for it. And here it is right here. Double click it. Double click it. There we go. And it actually has now installed it. And it's now available. So if I go into File and I do an import, I'll notice it's right here. I can now import SketchUp files, which works just fine. I'm not going to test it at this point, but we are now in business, and that takes us to step 8. Step number 8, enjoy, have fun, do what you do with Blender, and you can now do it on the go. You can take this with you. For instance, if I close this instance of Blender and I now go take a look in Portable, you'll notice there's now a scripts file in here. If I open that up, it gives me my add-ons. So now I'm able to take all of this with me and enjoy it. Hey, I hope you enjoy your portable Blender setup. Oh, what's step number 9? Click like and subscribe.